Maya found the antique mirror at a flea market, its surface clouded with age. She was drawn to it, captivated by the intricate, ornate frame. The vendor warned her, though. It's old. Strange things happen. She left it off, thinking it was just part of the sales pitch. That night, she hung the mirror in her bedroom. As she brushed her hair, she noticed something odd. Her reflection didn't quite match her movements. It was subtle at first, a slight delay in how it mimicked her actions. She dismissed it as exhaustion and went to bed. At 3 a.m., a cold draft woke her. She glanced at the mirror and saw herself standing in it. But she hadn't moved. Her reflection was staring at her, smiling a crooked, unnatural grin. Maya's heart pounded as she lay frozen in bed, her reflection slowly raising its hand to wave. The next morning, she covered the mirror, deciding it was just her imagination playing tricks on her. But every time she passed by, she felt something watching her from behind the fabric. That night, she heard a faint whisper coming from beneath the cover. Curiosity got the better of her. She pulled the cloth away, and there she was, her reflection, grinning even wider. Only now, the reflection had something in its hand, a knife. Before Maya could react, her reflection stepped out of the mirror. Maya stumbled back, her breath catching in her throat as the reflection, no longer confined to the glass, stepped into the room. It moved like her, but with an unnatural fluidity, holding the knife tightly in its hand. The grin on its face twisted, stretching beyond what was humanly possible. She scrambled toward the door, but it slammed shut on its own, as if the house itself were trapping her inside. The air grew heavy, making it hard to breathe. The reflection stood still, watching her panic, savoring her fear. "You're not real," Maya whispered, her voice trembling. "This can't be real." The reflection tilted its head and spoke, its voice a distorted version of her own. "I've been waiting for a long time." Maya reached for her phone, desperate to call for help, but the reflection moved swiftly, knocking it out of her hands. It leaned in close, the knife glinting in the dim light, its breath cold against her face. Suddenly, the mirror behind it began to ripple, as though the glass were liquid. Inside the mirror, Maya saw something terrifying. Countless other reflections of herself, all trapped, pounding on the inside, their faces twisted in silent screams. They were all different versions of her, each lost to the mirror over time. Before Maya could react, her reflection grabbed her wrist and yanked her toward the glass. She struggled, kicking and screaming, but the mirror's pull was relentless. The last thing she saw before being dragged inside was her reflection stepping back into the room, taking her place. Inside the mirror, Maya pounded on the glass, screaming, but no sound came out. She was trapped now, just another reflection, staring out helplessly as the imposter began living her life. The new Maya smiled, wiped the knife clean, and whispered to the empty room, "Next."